scrappy people, Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a layout using my Moonlit collection in my Chicago album. I'm trying to finish up this album. It's a couple years old now and I've only got a couple pages left to do. So I'm going to be using Moonlit today to scrapbook our concert viewing of the Rage Against the Machine concert when they played in Chicago. That was the whole reason we went to Chicago. It was a bucket list concert for my husband, and I gifted it to him for his birthday that year. So the Moonlit collection is like a summer nights collection, and it has actually a lot of concert references, and the colors match the photos fairly well. So I decided to use that collection because it is 50% off for oldies but goodies for the next 2 days. I will leave a link in the description box below if you're interested in it, but you can see I'm building a page that is one side of a Life Crafted page, and then 4 3x4 pockets, like a 3x4 insert, which has 2 on the front, 2 on the back. So I have a large photo. It's almost 4x6 for the large layout portion of this page, and it is a photo of us. I got us basically front row seats behind the pit, so it is a photo of that. And so I wanted to make sure that I kept that sort of blank top corner visible, but I do end up using that part to do my clustering. So that's why I oriented it towards the bottom of the page. Now I'm going to back this 3x3 photo with this blue paper because there is a lot of red in all of my photos. Rage Against the Machine uses red a lot. My husband was wearing red. That photo is obviously very red. So I wanted to offset some of those bright red colors with some of the cooler colors from the collection to make this page not too, I guess, red. Okay, so the other 2 cards that I'm going to be using are 3x4 cards from the collection. I've printed out my journaling on one of them. I'm actually going to change that one up later. And then I have Dream Concert there for the main title card. This frame is from the digital kit. I like to include layered frames in the digital kits often. I think that they're an easy way to cluster. So I am going to just put this behind my main photo. So it basically just has a tag sticking out the top. And then also it brings in some more of that color from the Moonlit collection to the page so that it doesn't feel like when I'm incorporating some of the other colors from the collection, it doesn't feel like they are an odd addition when there's all this red. So I think that that helps. I thought about adding that second frame too, but there was just no orientation for it that really made sense to the clustering. I'm going to include this Enchanting Evening, and then I debate a few different embellishments. I have these really fun fireworks from the sticker set, but they don't end up staying there. I think that it was just crowding everything a little bit too much. I had already had all of these things printed. I always print out my full collections to do the unboxing, so I didn't design this layout in Photoshop. I just went ahead and went with the size that the stickers are. So they are a little bit large for this size of a page. So because they were a little bit big, they felt like they were cluttering up or clustering a little too heavily around that photo. So I decided to go with some different embellishments, some smaller ones instead. Now I included that music note embellishment so I could cover up the lady in the background of our photo. She kind of has a strange look on her face and is a little distracting. So I thought that that curved music note piece would work well, but I do have like that weird little gap there, so I'm going to cover it up with this Magical Memories, which is going to really crowd our heads, but that's okay. It works. Okay, so I'm trying not to add too much to these cards. I would like everything to be fairly simple. You know me, I do love lots and lots of layers and clusters, but for me, this page ends up being pretty simple. I'm going to include that sun there because sun iconography is pretty common with Rage Against the Machine, and also my shirt is a Sublime shirt, but it has a sun on it, so I thought that it worked even though obviously this was an indoor concert at night. I thought it still worked for the vibe of the collection. I'm going to include some of these little stars from the sticker sheet as basically points of clustering around this photo to fill up some of this weird blank space. And then I'm also going to add in a music note over here as well to just re-emphasize the whole music part and also to just fill up some space. You know me, I'm filling up some space here. Okay, we're getting there. I like this. I like the way that this is coming together. I still don't know what I want to do with that 3x4 card with the big red photo on it, but I decide that instead of doing the shooting stars, I'm going to use this firework, and I think that that looks really cool around the corners of the card. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in the top corner of the card, and then I'm going to take the pieces that I cut off and I'm going to put it right along the edge here so that I have some framing of my photo. There's a lot of really red space, like really red dead space in that photo, so I thought that that would help cover some of that up, and it just frames in the whole card and makes it look cohesive and at like one big piece instead of, you know, a photo with two pattern strips on the top and bottom. So now I'm deciding I want to change this card, mainly because the word bit that I chose above it says magical memories, and then the card said making magical memories. So I reprinted it with this other card instead, and then I covered up the sentiment that was on that card with the one that says play that song I like. The last thing I'm going to do is add some bling to this page, just because I felt like I needed some glitter, some rock and roll for the rock and roll concert. So I pulled out some of these sun sequins, these big sun sequins that I have. I was going to use the moons too, but I didn't like the way that the black looked on the page. So I'm going to put 3 different suns on here on 3 different cards. And then I'm just going to take the stars and the blue sequins. I felt like I needed to bring in a little bit more blue because there was only a couple of places of blue on the page. But I'm going to take the stars and the blue, and I'm going to also add those into the clusters that I've already made, mainly around those star stickers here on this page, as well as above the magical memories word art. And then I'm going to add a couple of the black stars to the bottom of that red photo to bring in some more black and cover up some more of that red. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There's a link to the Moonlit collection in the description box below if you would like to check it out. And I will see you next time. Thank you.